My friends and I are constantly debating a getaway destination for some rest and recreation. The obvious ones are always the beach or the jungle. I like to have the jungle right next to me, both at work and at home. In this episode, I'm going to take you into the wild in ways that are both easy and accessible.
A rustic home in Wada that seems to have emerged from its surroundings. Monkeys, they are going to take away your lighting choices. Surface coverings to play up your love for nature. And an office that lets the outside inside.
What if you could live in a house without walls, to go to bed at night looking at the stars and wake up in the morning with the first rays of the sun? Well, in a place on the outskirts of Mumbai called Wada, there is a house that does exactly that. Inspired from nature, the house uses curvilinear lines and semi-open spaces with natural materials.
The Wada house, when you set your eyes on it, seems like it grew out of the earth itself. A brick facade, a stone base, and greens enveloping it. But in stark contrast are the slanting lines of the roof and its curved construction. That comes from the design philosophy of iStudio Architecture, the designers of the space. Their idea is to be open to experiments and innovation and grow each project according to its context and setting. This 2,500 square feet house was constructed for a client born and brought up in Wada itself.
One of the very basic and big aspect of the design was to have a very strong connection between interior spaces with the nature outside.
Keeping it raw and simple, the architect has incorporated all the elements that it takes to make an earthy living space.
We have tried to achieve that using the larger openings with grills on the north and east side of the house, which ensure the security, and at the same time it gives you a very good connection with the outside world. Planning of the house is driven by the climatical aspects of the surroundings. You get really very harsh light from the southwest side. We have ensured that the southwest part of the house is the highest part of the house, so that it protects the rest of the places from harsh sunlight.
To achieve this earthiness, brick and stone were left exposed. The brick walls are constructed using a technique called rat trap bond, in which the bricks are laid on their edge in what looks like a basket weave. This creates a cavity between the bricks, which in turn helps to insulate the place and keep the temperature comfortable across all seasons. The roof of the bedroom has been created using filler slab technology. This means the roof is a mix of concrete and filler material, clay pots in this case. This has multiple benefits like cost effectiveness, strength equal to regular concrete roofs, but with increased thermal comfort against changing weather conditions. The house consists of an open living room, a kitchen, an indoor courtyard, a bedroom that reflects the fluidity of nature, and a cozy youngster space, all made using indigenous materials. The main door of the house was made in such a way that it merges with the overall language of the space. Planks of wood are placed at differing angles so that it continues the flow of the adjoining walls and the roof.
Beautiful nature.
Moving to the center of attraction of this house, the courtyard. This binds the living room, kitchen, and the main bedroom, and has been constructed in a way that it provides natural light and ventilation throughout the space.
The water body in the courtyard is shaded during most of the time of the day. It helps in improving the microclimate of the surrounding areas. Also, the courtyard brings the natural elements like sun, sky, rain inside the house, which connects it with the nature in a very different way.
The kitchen is an extension of the living room and is enhanced with brick jalis instead of the conventional glass windows. To give the space an earthy vibe, Prashant used ferro cement for the kitchen platform and sink as opposed to the traditional use of stone slabs. The flooring is made of concrete and a blue-green colored oxide, which breaks the monotony of the browns here. What can you take away from this space? Brick jalis. No matter how big or small your space is, find an area in your home to add this as a design element and let natural light flow into your space. The Barsati concept, popular in the north of India, has been used for the only room that adjoins the terrace, which gives the inhabitants of this room a spectacular view of the surroundings.
So the basic idea behind the build form was to have a very organic looking structure, which looks as if it is emerging from the ground and merging into the sky. So using local material was a very important aspect of the design of this whole structure. We had a lot of bamboo available in the locality, so we have used bamboo to create the doors. As you can see, we have used bamboo which take tensile load and also supports the roof while it is being casted.
Be it the indoors or the facade of the house, the curvilinear lines of the space are a welcome clutter breaker and give the home its unique edge.
Here's what you need to do if you want to bring some of the Wada house into your own space. 1. You can play with brick. Think about laying brick in different courses for a rough textured wall with niches, perforations, and details that are customizable for plants, lighting, and artifacts. How about an IPS floor? Think about an endlessly customizable and raw earthy feeling in your flooring. Landscape your space to the maximum extent possible. Think vertical and horizontal gardens, maybe a trellis or a sound or a visual barrier. If you have time for a more involved project, here's what you can do. You can put together fabrics, furnishings, and artifacts, and we show you how to do exactly that.
Photographic prints of animals on furnishing are hot this season. Try this African tusker for an imposing feature on a cushion cover. Or if you do not own a dog, here's a fun way to bring one in. He's man's best friend and he won't leave your side just yet. Why choose conventional garden seating when you can opt for this elongated dog bench made of stone? Perfect as an endearing statement in your garden or your front porch, your friends are going to absolutely love him. Ride on the back of the king of the jungle by bringing in this lion bench into your home. It's made of wood and it makes for a perfect single-seater. You could even bring the wildlife into your library. How, you ask? With this cool camel bookshelf. Made using ply with a veneer on it, not only will he hold all your books, he will also make for a unique piece of furniture for your home. Geometry and wildlife is not something you see every day. Bring in the fastest animal on earth, this cheetah in all its glory. Visually intriguing, this creature bursting out from plain geometric encasings with its triumphant expression is definitely a go-to piece when you shop. For all the dog and cat lovers out there, we've got something for you too. Beat the notion that dogs and cats don't get along and pair this white cat and dog to give prominence to any space in your house. Decorate an empty wall in your house with these beautiful butterflies made of ceramic. Mount them on your wall in an interesting pattern and let their beauty spread out in the surrounding space.
Bringing nature into your space engages all your senses. We've covered sight and touch. Well, how about smell? With these fragrances from Airwick, now you can.
That aromas are therapeutic is a well-known fact. Different fragrances can have different effects on your state of mind, from energizing you to calming you down to a feeling of freshness to sending you off into a deep, relaxing sleep. If you are building the home of your dreams, you might as well go the whole 9 yards and make sure it smells as good as it looks. And making it real easy are these hot seller fragrances in an aerosol from Airwick Life Scents. Turquoise Oasis. If you want to give your home a feeling of driftwood, salt, sea, and some warm breeze, then Turquoise Oasis should be your first pick. Perfect to transport you in minutes to your favorite beach. Imagine the aroma of fresh mints infused with coconut water and topped with some wild berries. That is lush hideaway for you. With its multi-layered fragrance, it's sure to keep your space smelling fresh and you feeling rejuvenated. Bring the outdoors indoors by spraying this fragrance with its sweet notes. No wonder it's called Mystical Garden. But here's the real deal about these products. The reason they are called life scents is because true to life, these fragrances have been created to have an ever-changing aroma. So while you might smell fruits at the beginning of a spray, it might change into floral notes over time, or the ocean might transform into wood. So as you bring nature into your home, complete it with Airwick Life Scents.
Imagine an office where you can see green in any direction you look. In the next segment, we take you to the office of BDGA Architects.
And take tips from them on how to play with leaf imprinting to bring home nature.